Good afternoon everybody, I'm the Commissar, and you all know what we're watching, but I'm going to tell you anyway. We are watching Forged Alliance Forever, and today we have a 5v5 game going down on a generated map. So, let's go straight on in and see who's playing. We have Team 1 up here in the north, and we have Team 2 down here in the south. So, going first for Team 1 in the back is in the air position is C2118 Freedom. He's 1600 rated and he's baby blue and he is UEF. And to his right we have Electrician, also 1600 rated, also UEF, but he is in baby pink. Next up, first to the front players for Team 1, and going Eon we have Stuxnet, who is 1500 rated in grey. Here in the middle we have our red player, Sonofibis, who is 1400 rated and he's playing Eon. Last but not least for Team 1, out on the flank, we have HanSolo, 1200 rated in purple. And he's also UEF, so Northern Team, 3 UEF, 2 Eons. Here in the back, in the air position, we have Deribus, who is Cybran, and he's 1500 rated and he's in orange. And to his right, in Burgundy, this is luvmesomerice. I believe we saw him last cast too. He's 1500 rated, and he is also Cybran. To his north, up here in the front, we have xRaWxLeGiTx, who is 1500 rated, and he's our first Seraphim this game. He's in dark blue. Already walking forward there, we can see him in his spiky Cybran outfit. That's Sanoman, who is 1400 rated in white. And last but not least, for the southern team, here is Banthafodder. He's 1300 rated and he is in brown and he's playing Eon, with glowy white Eon eyes. So, quick look at the map. It's about 15 by 15k. And it's very open, so I'm expecting to see a lot of land spam all over this map. There's a decent amount of reclaim dotted about. These 4 civilian buildings are going to be worth reclaiming manually quite fast, and I see Sanoman already on his way to do just that. These expansions out on the flank, here, and here, quite far away from any of the comms, so let's see how people choose to get out there, because on a map this size that is quite a long walk for a SOCOM, and it takes time, and you've probably got other things for your engineers to be doing close around your base. Banthafodder choosing to walk out there, whereas HanSolo was sending engineers. Early raiding, let's talk about that. Here are 2 hunters coming out from Rice, whereas Stuxnet has a Lav and Scout combo here and a Tank and Scout combo here. Tank's going to pick up 1 engineer. Lab's already picked up 2 engineers, so that's pretty nice. Might be about to get a 3rd. Good raiding out from Stuxnet. This hunter up here snags an engineer from Stuxnet, repaying the favour a bit. That comm looks like it'll just pop at the flare. Maybe it'll get this fella first. Maybe it won't. It does, so that flare accounted for 3 kills. And that Aurora might get a 2nd. Nah, it won't. That's just going to come in and pop it. So, 4 NGs killed by Stuxnet's raiding compared to only 1 from Rice. Good start for the northern team. Stuxnet and Sanoman have been using their comms to reclaim, and Deribus has come to join in. Engineer here did all the dirty work for HanSolo, and Rice hasn't yet got to this expansion. I say expansion, reclaim sport. So we'll see how that goes down. And Banthafodder are very keen on getting his comm out to the flank here. He's taken quite a long journey. whereas HanSolo was doing what I personally would be doing and staying a bit more central while sending engineers out to the flank. Little drop here from Freedom. He's looking to pick up some of this reclaim here. Same from Electrician, who's getting a little factory in the back there and will probably be expanding this way. And I think he's just trying to get some reclaim here with that fella there. Nope, he's not dropping at all. A little bit of fighting here, but nothing really important, just a couple of bits of spam tangling. A little bit more coming up from Legit, who is probably going to win that engagement just, but it doesn't feel like there's much that they'll do before this lot come in to back up Stuxnet's forces. Yeah, look at this, Bantha coming all the way out here with his comm. Freedom, though, has remained right back here in his base, preferring to use his comm for bird power while Deribus has come up here. So all in all, we've got 4 comms on the front line for each team. Stuxnet pulls his comm back from out here to deal with this spam coming in from Legit. Meanwhile, Ibis sends forward a little clutch of units, but they're quickly pinged, and Legit sends his command over to shoot them up while Deribus comes in from the other side, so I don't feel they're going to achieve much, flanked by 2 comms. Gun for Sanoman, T2 for HanSolo, T2 for Son of Ibis, gun for Electrician. I think everyone else is naked. Yeah. And these 2 comms do indeed shoo away Ibis's dudes. Not a great deal of air activity yet. We have seen a couple of bombers picking off a few engineers coming out from Deribus, and a little harassment going the other way from Freedom, so maybe Deribus will get an economic advantage thanks to that. But then maybe Freedom will get to T3 air first after that, we'll find out. Rice pushing forward quite boldly. Electrician, however, has almost finished the gun and will probably be able to shoo Rice away thanks to that. But look at this. Stuxnet feels like he's out of position. Gun upgrade about to finish for Rice. Lots of spam for Rice, and sure, Stuxnet have this over here, but there's more spam from Rice. Deribus also has his comm in the area, and there's bombers harassing it from Deribus. So, could this be doom for Stuxnet? He runs a little bit. He feels like he's getting out of range, but he's going to have to be careful of this spam. But no, he turns... Oh, that was a mistake. He's now going to be within range of both comms and the spam. And he... Oh, and he's not happy about it. Epic, he says. Stuxnet, my friend, what we call an epic is an hour or more. Taking our precedent from Guile, and this is not yet 9 minutes. And yet, this feels like a bit of an explosion might be on the card. Rice is shooting. Deribus is shooting, and those bombs finish him off. Stuxnet knocked out almost dead on 9 minutes, give or take a few seconds. So he's our first ejection, and it's now 5 versus 4. That engineer from Freedom has quickly netted these fellows. Rice has indeed fallen back in the face of Electrician's gun comm. Sanoman pushing forward. He's got spam here, he's got spam here, Rice has spam here. So there's a good overall front from the southern team. And with the 2 comms here, one of them with the gun, the northern team have to watch out. Ibis in particular, he is building turrets to try and seal off this area. But he feels like he's outnumbered if these sides are both to push in on him. He's left T2 point defences here, but nothing's firing. Can he even see? He cannot see Sanoman, who's just out of radar range. Meanwhile, with his gun, Electrician has pushed forward and knocked Rice off these mexes here. Bantha has sent in some spam and has forced Han to pull his comm across. So, feels like the southwestern flank is going in favour of Team 2, but the northeastern flank in favour of Team 1. And the middle, I feel Team 2 has the advantage, but with all these T2 turrets around, it could go either way. Sanoman pushing forward pretty well here, and with that turret being about to die to the comm, there's not really much to stop all this spam from Sanoman. This push that did look so good from Banthafodder has been cleaned up without really killing much eco, and with HanSolo's commander there, he's got T2, it feels like he could set up a bit of a point defense there to hold off Bantha's trickle of units. Deribus also getting the gun, so now we'll have 2 gun comms here, but there are now 1, 2, 3, 4 turrets in the creep, and they're beginning to open fire on this lot here, so we'll see what happens there. Meanwhile, this push, although Sanoman's comm has retreated, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 mexes dead, 5 mexes dead. This is a great push from Sanoman, and it's getting reinforcements all the time. Rice and Electrician have come to a bit of a face-off here. Rice now also has gun, but Electrician now has T2 engineers putting up T2 turrets there, while Rice is still only just reclaiming this little set of mechs with a T1 engineer. But Ibis is pushing in, and this is where we need to be watching, because one of those Oblivions has gone down. 2 gun comms versus 1 T2 comm. A lot of spam on the side of the 2 gun comms. Feel like that this may be the death knell for Ibis. He backs up. He has got some turrets here to retreat to, some T1 turrets, but I think that might be too little too late. And sure, Rice is going to take some damage to this. He's taking damage from the Oblivions. He's about to be taking damage from the Eruptors. But it's not enough damage to kill him, I don't think. Whereas, you know what is enough damage to kill Ibis? That is. Rice is that, did I say Rice? Legit. Legit. Is down into the red. And that may be dangerous, because not only is there spam here, but look at this. We have a broadsword out on the field for freedom. Whereas I think that has only just gone up T3 wise. It's 4 ASFs for Deribus, but there's more ASFs there for Freedom, and Freedom's broadsword just focuses on legit. MC Hammer was too legit to quit, but legit obviously isn't. He is blown up by the broadsword. The ASFs from Deribus do take down the broadsword in response, but they're cleaned up by Freedom's ASFs. So we are back to a 4v3 situation. Feels like air dominance is in the hands of the northern team, but meanwhile this raid we talk about from Sanoman has smashed its way through Electrician's base and has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is that going to be 13 mexes? Because I'm sure it's going to get that one. Those Titans will probably deal with it, but 13 mexes? Let's have a look at the eco. Look at that. That's 150 eco lead for Team 2. So that is quite the difference. Maybe those broadswords from Freedom should think about coming around and picking up a few mexes to try and even that difference up. And this little tentative raiding from Electrician doesn't feel like it's going to do the same thing. These Titans are retreating, that's because there's a broadsword coming to finish this off, and I don't think there's going to be any more damage from this raid. But that raid though, that was great. Han has indeed set up a firebase here. It's got TMDs, it's got shields. Those Vipers probably won't bust through it. do a tier 1 bomber work going on from Deribus. He does like that. Rice has got some decent fortifications up against the creep from Electrician, but only to your point defense. Feel like Vipers, or you know, whatever Electrician's got. Anyone remember what they're called? Flapjacks, that's it. I feel a few flapjacks could bust that spot. Deribus and Sanoman not using their comms on the far front line anymore with T3 on the field. I think that's wise. This second little raid from Sanoman has got a bit done, but it's quickly going to die to Broadswords and units from Han. But while it does, we have this push coming in with Harbingers accompanying it from Bantha, and Bantha's already expanding behind it. I like that play. Plus the Harbies have the ability to reclaim stuff, and there's a reasonable amount of reclaim there to pick up. There's a Titan push coming here, and that feels like it might be trying to get some stuff done here. Since I'm not seeing... There is a T3 factory on the field for Sanoman, but I haven't seen any actual T3 units for him out yet. Also a T3 HQ here for in the base he inherited from the JIT, but he seems to be mainly focused on Urshis. And indeed, Electrician did get some of those flapjacks out to try and bust his way in here, but not to be outdone, Rice has got some Vipers of his own and is pushing back, and Rice looks like he's got more Vipers. This Titan force was quickly surrounded by Urshis, and it's pushed it a bit. Might get... It's still 4 of them left actually, and those Urshis are all the way up here. Titans are fast, so they could just run in and get some damage done. I think they should be taking out some of those mexes though, like just shoot there, kill that radar, and then run on. Rather than just run on without killing the mexes. Could that be a mistake from Electrician? I mean, he's, you know, way higher rated than me. He's one of the highest rated players in this game, but still, that feels like a mistake. Maybe he was busy microing up here, because Rice has been pushing in a bit and just trying to get general harassment done. He does get a mech killed in the end, but that's over only 1 mech for 4 Titans. We'll check back on it later and look at this. This is some good expansion from Bantha, whose Vipers are just solely working their way through everything that HanSolo's put up. And HanSolo is very short of spam. Bantha's units got a long way in and killed quite a lot, and they have been driven away, but look at all this. And a check on the eco now reveals still there's 100 mass per tick lead for our southern boys. Rice feels like he might want to be getting a bit more aggressive. He's adding the stealth, and I'm going to bet that he's going to follow it up with that delicious new nano. Indeed he is. He follows up with a delicious nano upgrade. I've been using that a lot whenever I play Cyberns since the patch. Those Titans were eventually cleaned up, and they did get a little bit done, but it doesn't feel like much. Because Deribus' comm eventually came and took them down. These Broadswords are going to deal with the expansion from Bantha quite quickly, but I think that was still worth it, that little expansion that Bantha did. And what's going to stop these Broadswords? Because let's have a quick look at air. Freedom has 31 ASFs. Deribus has only 21. and that's not even counting the amount of fire the broadswords can absorb. He did just lose one to a flak, and there are still 2 flaks here. Deribus comes in and picks off the broadsword, and Freedom doesn't react with his fighters, so he's going to lose more broadswords than he needs to here. But he is still going to win air. So, 20 minutes in. Northern team definitely has air, but Southern team now has, look at that, 200 eco per tick advantage. Massive eco for the Southern team, massive air lead for the Northern team. Who's going to win? 20 minutes. Go down, tell me in the comments below. And while you're down there, like, subscribe. It does make a difference, so please do. And you've been watching for 20 minutes. I know you like it. Keep watching. There's more to come. Ooh, stealth going down from Sanoman. Wonder what he's going to be going for with that, because he's definitely stopped using his comm aggressively. Is Deribus still producing those T1 bombers somewhere? Don't think so. We have a push of Percy's coming in here though, and it might get something done, because that land edge kill, if he kills that, boom, he does kill that, and there's no more T3 Seraphim coming out from this little base here. However, Rice has also done good work and has pushed Electrician way back in the north. He's got 2 bricks. I've got this, killed this. That's a good raid, and it will do nothing to help the Northern team with their eco deficit. But while that's a raid, which Electrician is slowly harassing with T1 bombers, this is more of a concerted push with Percy's, Titans, shields, air support. I feel, and now that he can't produce T3 here anymore, although he's still got Cyber T3 coming out back here, this could probably get quite a lot done. Where are these broadswords going? They feel like they could be out here. Are they coming back to try and kill these? I think they might be going to try and kill those bricks. But they feel like they could be doing a lot of delicious raiding. Could be taking out these, could be taking out these. Ravagers defending for HanSolo. Rice with his gun stealth and nano pushes forward. But is he aware of quite how many Percys and Titans are waiting for him there? He has got a few bricks of his own, but that base has just been wiped out. That was a good pickup. Look how much mass is dead there. 18,000 reclaim left. Those broadswords, having cleaned up those bricks, go on to just eat Rice's push here, and Electrician should win it back with the help. Meanwhile, there's a monkey started there. Did Saturn's stuxnet spotted it immediately, and Electrician has started a GC up there somewhere. So those were our first experimenters of the day. These Percy's beginning to thin out, but there's more trickling in, and with his production here halted, it's going to be hard for Sanoman to stop it. Especially if these Percy's fall. Oh, now there is quite a fast trickle of bricks coming in to counter the trickle of Percy's, though. And those Percys slowly drift back. There are a couple of high-tech AA units in there, but it feels like those broadswords are just going to drive Rice straight back. Luvmesomerice just says GG and calls it. I mean, does he know that they're... Actually, the mass differential has caught up quite a bit now, and that must be reclaiming that. Must it? Can't be real. We'll check on it back again in a bit, because if that's real, then Team 2 just got a huge boost to their eco. Oh, maybe it stopped counting the eco that was being transferred just for a second. Surrendering when you're 300 eco ahead seems quite crazy. But maybe they don't know that. What do they know? I mean, they can see how much damage has been done. They've got decent sensors because they can see these on me, so they... I feel like that was premature from Rice. Meanwhile, there's the spider out from Sanoman pushing forward. Has Electrician got... He hasn't got his GC up yet. Oh, monkeys are everyone's favourite cheap and cheerful XP. I think that this monkey is going in quite unsupported, and that feels like a mistake when your opponent has air. And he still has air. Look, those feel about equal, and then there's that whole army, Air Force sweeping in. Freedom masses up his ASFs. Is he waiting until he's got a few more broadswords? Has got a few more broadswords. I think he might be trying to mash those to come in and kill the monkey, because they're only going to lose a couple of T1 mexes, and they can let the monkey die in their territory if they get it here and reclaim it. A few bricks pushing out from Deribus, but there's still all these Percies here from Electrician, but these bricks from Sanoman will help drive it back. Monkey gets closer, but now there's an army coming up to support it from Bantha. And though there isn't actually much AA in there, so those Broadies from Freedom will probably just eat it up. Somebody saying they're hard raid right to Freedom, kill it. Stuxnet is asking for something until we picked up. He said, right, maybe he meant these, maybe he meant these. Am I just looking straight through a hard raid? Yes, I am. I'm looking through that. Those little boys there. They have killed quite a bit, actually. So I've been very much enjoying the raiding from the Southern team, whereas Deribus's bomb raiding is now up to strats, but he's got to deal with this GC somehow, so we've got two experimenters to keep an eye on here. The Broadies go in. I think we're going to have to, aren't we? Huge air fight going down over the monkey. Nuke finish for Bantha. We'll have a check on that in a moment. But unsurprisingly, Freedom crushes the air fight, and that just leaves his broadswords to clear up first the flak and then the monkey. This GC, however, has killed all its foes and may yet push forward. A couple of tactical missiles hit it. Is this monkey actually really going to get anything done, though? Sure, it's had a big fight, but it's only killed a couple of low-tech mexes. If it can get into this HQ, though, or this mex, that would be nice. But I don't think it's going to get that far. It could focus that mex, but it doesn't. And it just dies to the broadswords. Okay, with that experimental down, we'll switch back to single screen. And this experimental is still definitely alive and kicking for the Northerners. Ooh, they're going for the nuke defense. This raid has come in through here, but they don't get it. The nuke defense is loaded and is being repaired. Bantha's nuke is not loaded. And since they don't have air, if they want to get that nuke defense down, they'll either need to get in there fast with units, or they'll need to, you know, not fire the nuke there. Electrician also has a nuke defense. His isn't loaded, but I'll bet good odds that those are gonna beat the nuke to being loaded. So they definitely know that there's actually, I say they definitely know. Do they definitely know there's a nuke there?
Strategic launch detected.
Absolutely they do. And well, okay, I didn't see that one. Nice. So multiple nukes from the southern team. And where's that one going? Did I see it going up here? I think that's going to fall foul of this nuke eliminator. That one wasn't low. Oh, if only they'd known they could have nuked the Electrician. I think if they'd nuked the Electrician, they would have just won the game right then and there. But that nuke just stops against that nuke eliminator. I feel we need to see some nuke defense from HanSolo there, but we haven't yet. At least we probably have when I just looked through it, but I'm not seeing it. You see it? I don't. "30 minutes into the game, still experimenters being produced by both sides." Not a huge number yet, but I'm definitely enjoying all this land play, all these raids, getting into the base. I don't normally see that at 30 minutes into a game like this. Broadswords coming down here and raiding, and oh, this poor air wing from Deribus is just getting eaten by the vast fleet of wasps from Freedom. Bantha is putting up SAMs and flats to try and defend, and I don't know if that was the right play, because there's nothing really on the ground here to stop them, because they should send in ground units to kill the flak. But as it is, these broadswords just falling out of the sky as they try and take the anti-air on. Look at that there, that's 12,000 reclaim that Freedom just dropped for free on Bantha's expansion. Check on that. I didn't even see that GC go down as it pushed in, but there's enough land there that we can probably take a good guess as to what happened to it. Tell me if anything exciting happened to it that I missed, because I know you're all watching the mini-map just to catch me out. And you do, quite often, but that's not the point. Getting lots of point defenses up to prevent a tele-snipe of the nuke defense, because don't forget
Strategic launch detected.
Ooh, we mentioned that Han didn't have a nuke defense. I think he still doesn't have a nuke defense. This might be a bit of trouble for HanSolo. I'd make some witty up-to-the-minute reference, but I haven't actually yet watched the HanSolo film or series, or whichever it was. Truth be told, I haven't watched any Star Wars since the first 6 films and Clone Wars, I think. Oh, and the Star Wars Holiday Special. We can't forget the Star Wars Holiday Special. Poor HanSolo. He's still got 161 eco though, because he's got a lot of mexes around here. Does he have any delicious Razcoms out and about? I don't know. I can't see any, but I could just be looking straight through them. Anyway, yeah, HanSolo not doing too badly for eco despite just having his base nuked. But I tell you what he doesn't have is any high-tech production anymore, and he's also a bit short of power. Push here from Electrician, kills a couple of mexes here and gets into the back of Deribus's base. So there are bricks here to clean it up though, so I don't think that's going to get too much done unless Deribus forgets to move the bricks and they just walk on in. Which, there we go, he remembers. Sanoman coming back over here to stop this with his comm. With gun, stealth and nano, he can probably deal with even higher tech stuff than that, and this is all just T1. Freedom getting quite bold here with his air and just coming in to eat up Wasp stuff over his base. And that's why, look at that, there's a huge strat raid coming in. What's it going for?
Strategic launch detected.
Probably that nuke if I have anything to guess, because we'll see where that nuke goes. It's aiming for there, but I think there's SMD there. Or maybe he's just going straight for the comm of Deribus. Deribus gets a second shield up, but it's not enough. He explodes to the wave of strats. So that air dominance for the northern team really paying off. Southern team is still ahead in eco. Yeah, look, there it was. That eco was temporarily not counting while it switched over. So the southern team is still 300 ahead in eco. But what does that matter when their comms are just being blown apart by strat raids? Stuxnet are just bombing the nuke. And I don't necessarily disagree with him. I think that was an attempt to get a bit of the air production down, but a bit of the air production is down, but not all of it. And that nuke did indeed just get taken out by that SMD, so no new destruction up there. Uncontested broadswords. There are now SAMs being dotted about, and I think that's the right play. If you've lost air, you need to dedicate a couple of engineers at T3 for just dotting SAMs and flaks about, to prevent shenaniganry like this.
Strategic launch detected.
Another nuke coming out, this time heading for HanSolo. But HanSolo does have a loaded anti-nuke now, so he should be able to weather that without a problem. We do have more XBs piddling around down here. But this fat boy could get some good work done, backed up as it is by a GC and quite a bit of spam, and with this air wing to support it. How can the southern team stop this? Can they stop this? Banthas GC redirects to come over here and try and fight it, but that feels like too little too late. There is a megalith walking in here, and if Electrician is not careful, the mega can defeat the fat boy, because the fat boy wins if it turns and walks away, but the mega wins if Electrician lets it get in range, and he has let it get in range. Meanwhile, a big crowd of bricks bombard that GC. The fat boy's shield goes down, and Electrician hasn't pulled it away in time, and it dies. So I think that if he'd microed that a bit better, that fat boy could have killed that mega, come back and won. But this GC has died, but there's still a lot of T3 on the ground. But now we've got a second mega coming in from Sanoman. They're slow, but so are Percy's. So Percy's might get some more cleared up here. The last sniper got some bricks firing at them, but overall I think that move has been countered. Meanwhile, look up here. We've got yet another great big daring raid from Bantha, and if I have any guesses, he's going to try and get that SMD there. But look at this, 2 Novaxes being built at once. And there's a line of Ravagers, but these guys are just walking past it. The strats from Freedom come in to try and take out what they can, but there's enough here under shields that I think this might get some damage done. And Freedom himself might be at risk if these guys get under the shields. However, these strats are coming for that nuke. And they get it, no questions asked. Sure, the strats will die to the air, but they've done their job. And there's another nuke defense here, but that one's not loaded. They kill the shield, but they are cleaned up with a huge wave of T1 bombers before anything can happen to the nuke defenses. So now we have 3 nuke defenses, one of which is loaded and one of which is almost loaded along this line, so I don't think any more nukes are getting through there, especially as there's now only one nuke launcher actually active. But emissary there could do some damage, and there's no shielding above Electrician's base, so that emissary could get a lot of work done. More fat boys coming out there, and that Novax is nearly finished. So Novax, one of the most expensive scouts you can build, but it has the advantage of having a little gun on it too, so there's that. Could do some work against these shields. And Freedom finishes the first Novax. But what madness is this? That's a Scathis going down for Sanoman. And that's rather courageous positioning, I feel. It's only under one shield, and it's very far forward. I mean, that's like the first place that an enemy push is going to come. The Megas here are defending against a trickle of spam. I don't think that's going to get anything done for Freedom. I mean, sure, that's a lot of factories, but I still don't think that's going to get anything done for Freedom. And let's have a... Oh, and that's quite a lot, just generally large amounts of stuff. And a lot of this force from Banthafodder is designed for taking out big stuff. It's a lot of snipers. And all of this is just Lobos and more Lobos, so... But it's trickling in a bit. That GC could just laser its face through all of them if it were in position, but it's not. A couple of Harbies in there and the shielding might be enough to deal with it though. And the Megas are pushing. Let's take a brief moment to look at air. Freedom is on nearly 300 ASF, so a lot of them are out of fuel, whereas Sanoman is on only 125. And on top of that, Freedom has his 20 broadswords. It feels like they could do a lot of damage here, but there is a very decent amount of AA mixed in around the Megas. And this big heap of spam is being held back by the snipers, Harbies and shields from Bantha. This push is getting work done, but all these Lobos have just run off to the side and are trying to get around the back. Oh, but some Harbies have crept their way, and they know about the Scathis. Stuxnet says one SAT isn't enough, and the Scathis is finished. Where's it going to fire? I feel the nuke defences would be a good bet. 2 nuke defences, a Novax and a Com right there. That Scathis could eat them, no trouble. It opens fire, but where's it being targeted? Could be going... That feels like it's going higher. That feels like it might be going behind. That feels like it might be going for Electrician's unshielded air grid. Electrician's, Freedoms. I think I said about Electricians before too. Well, it's Freedoms. It is going for the air grid, and it rains down. A wave of strats being built up, which I expect is going for the... What's the Scathis firing over there for now? That felt like a wasted shot when it could have kept firing there. And let's not forget, oh, that isn't even finished there, that emissary. So this push has got up here and then sort of stopped, and there are now a GC and 2 fat boys coming to kill it. Scathis opens up again. Where's it firing? But look at these strats. That's an awful lot of strats. Broadswords hit the fighter wing first. And there's a lot of SAMs for them to get through. The broadswords are going to die, I think, but those strats might not all die. And this Scathis is going to get a lot of bombs falling on it from those ambassadors. The shields go down, the Scathis goes down, boom. But the Scathis' round takes out a large amount of air here, including the HQ for freedom. Megas here still haven't realised what trouble they're in, they're just firing on automatic, I think. And the fat boy just outranged it, it's gonna eat it. And with the second fat boy, these boys needed some micro and they didn't get it in time and they're just going to die. No shield, says Ibis. What's he talking? He's talking about the air grid. Pot calling the Keter black after what just happened up here, though now Freedom has realised his omission and has built some shields. If at first you don't succeed, Sanoman, having built one Scathis and had it bombed out, promptly builds another. Do you think that one's going to finish? I mean, they must know it's there. They absolutely do know it's there. Fatty here bombarding the Colossus at range.
Strategic launch detected.
And where's that going? Why is it? Was that a mistake? There isn't anything there. There's one TP Mex. That nuke launcher has 75.4k killed. Look how fast that Scathis is going up. Did that kill? That nuke didn't kill anything. Was that a mistake? Freedom has decided to start a nuke silo of his own, and he's also got a second Novax, so as if the Scathis wanted to sign you into standoff play, 2 Novaxes into nuke. Ooh, look at all this T1 bomber spam. While he gets his HQ we built there. Wonder what it's going for. That mega maybe? Everything else around here has been cleared up. Yeah, they're just gonna focus. Oh, they're just attack mode. They're just generally killing everything they can find. Of which that mega is basically everything they can find. More spam killing itself against a wall of bricks. HanSolo's got himself an extra momentum. He's already got a fat boy there, and presumably he's just got himself another. This looks like he's preparing an arty grid, but I bet that arty's up for Bantha. Yes, it is. And where's it firing? Feels like it's firing down here. Yeah, look, it's taking down that shield. They're trying to get the HQ. That would be quite nice if they just managed to peen it up with those T1 bombers, but I don't. I think ooh, 300 hit points on that HQ, and they almost stopped all that production there. That said, I don't think that's most of their land production now, because I think he's mostly relying on bricks rather than Ceratech. I suppose they've got a few snipers around there. Two fat boys here now against, and a lot of spam against one GC. I know who wins that one. And is that RT falling now? It's aiming for the Novaks. It's trying to kill the Novaks. I think that now that they know there were two Novaks, and they know because, you know, there's two Novaks shooting them. If and when that Scathis gets done, and it's already, what's that, about 60% done? I can just look at that, 64% done. It should go straight for the Novaks. I think it was a mistake not to go for the Novaks, his SMDs in the com the first time. And I think it'll be even more of a mistake not to do it for the second time. So, 3 fat boys here, 2 fat boys here. And how do you stop a lot of fat boys? With Tech 2 RT. And what have we got here? What a surprise, it's Tech 2 RT. I think I need more than that to stop the whole kit and caboodle, though. Those Novaxes could be well employed killing some of these SAMs, I think, in preparation for air raiding. With things like this as yet unshielded mass fab farm around there. However, Northern team have caught up with the Southern team on eco, so now we've got a different question. Still air superiority in the north, but Scathis almost done in the south, and there's one RT up in the second halfway done, so who do you think is going to win now? Keep on telling me, and same as before, keep on liking and subscribing, and blah blah blah. These logos are actually managing to trickle through here, because there's nothing really to stop the T1 spam. All this is designed to stop higher tech stuff, and a quick contingent of bricks scuttle over to try and defend, but feels like these logos should be eating those RT for breakfast. Lots of sniping from sniper bots. This will not hold, says Stuxnet. What's he talking about? He thinks that that's going to get Scathis, and I agree with him. Are those fat... No, I was going to say those fat boys letting the GC get too close, but that GC's nearly dead. Stuxnet advising the Novaxes be used on the SMD, but the second Scathis is up. Where's it gonna fire? I mean, the GC did die, but all but the fat boys are dead here. But this, there's another Novax coming in, a third Novax, this time from Electrician. There's a cluster of 3 fat boys. The Scathis did indeed fire exactly where it should be firing, and immediately in response a wave of strats comes out. I bet they're going for that Scathis. Is it even going to get a second round off? Look at those strats coming in up there. The Scathis opens fire. But not for long. That's 2 Scathis built and 2 Scathis destroyed. And only a couple of its shells got off. I feel like if both those RTs were focusing in with the Scathis, they might have got through, but I don't think it's enough.
Strategic launch detected.
Thinking he might be about to lose the nuke, it's launched, but he doesn't lose the nuke. Or maybe he did Novax the SMD. Where are those Novaxes messing around? If there was ever a time for a defensive nuke from the southern team, it's now. Oh yeah, no SMD there. Nice little clean up. Corsair wing going out to try and take out the fat boys, but I think that's just going to die. I don't think those Corsairs even kill one fat boy. Good micro there, I think, getting it under the shields of the other fat boys. And the air wing comes in. 3 fat boys here as well. Nope, the Corsairs don't even kill one fat boy.
Strategic launch detected.
There we go, that's how you do a defensive nuke. I think that's going to kill 3 fat boys. But he's still going to have trouble here against those 3 fat boys. Kaboom! Oh, look at that. That's another vast amount of mass killed for that nuke, taking it up to what was it, 7,535? That's like 60k mass it just killed in one hit right there. If only he had another for this lot. And Sanoman's built the laser. Is this a desperate? Yes, it is. Snipey play. The Novaks are above him. The Novaks are eating the air grid. They haven't killed the HQ yet, but they can just kill the power. Electrician is under a bit of artillery fire and losing his shields. He might be at risk if he doesn't dodge, but stuxnet has warned him. Are we seeing a tele snipe from Sanoman yet? Not yet. Not yet. T1 at last ahead in eco for pretty much the first time this game, except for a few seconds at the very beginning. They are 200 ahead, and it looks to me like they have everything to play for. Feels like they are definitely in the ascendancy now. These fatties are pushing forward and not seeing these craps. I think they're about to lose another fatty needlessly. But I haven't seen anything to stop these boys. I mean, they have taken some damage, but they have also not, you know, died. So that's still a lot of firepower there. And I do love this cluster of T1 bombers just sitting around like, yeah, we're just chilling. Really? Really? Did I just miss a artillery com kill from Bantha? Yes, I did. You love it. You love it. Freedom gets the goods and promptly strats out Bantha in response. So now we are 2v1.
Strategic launch detected.
and a nuke goes off. I think they've killed the SMD down here, and Sanoman is just getting out with his teleporter. Where's he going? Is he going for a snipe? The nuke's not going for him though, the nuke's going down here. Pink telly on you move. There was a telly on him, but it didn't work. Game is over as a victory to the northern team. Whew, that was quite exciting. What did you think of that? Tell me in the comments below. Like, follow, and obey. I'm the Commissar, and I'll see you next time.